Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with Kelly Messina, who's the Senior Director of Leisure Sales for the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. And we're going to talk to Kelly a little bit about what's going on with Vegas now. Obviously, everything is pretty much shut down out there, although, as Kelly will tell you, she's in her office for a little while. And we wanted to find out about that and how LV CBA is working with travel advisors. And you're going to find out all about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Kelly, first of all, we just said, how are you and where are you? You are actually in your office with the Las Vegas sign in the background. There you go.
I am. There it is. Yeah, the iconic Las Vegas sign. I am in my office at the convention center. I don't know how many people are aware that that's actually where I sit and do the magic that we do. I'm here for a few hours today, and then I'll go back to my home office. It's been an interesting foray into working from home, but it's been great and very productive, actually.
Well, it is productive. We seem to be working longer and harder than ever. I know that's the way I feel. Everybody talks about all this time they have, and hopefully you travel advisors out there are taking the time to get educated. And if you're not going to be booking clients right at the moment, although I think you should start thinking about that very soon. But we're all adapting to this. Now, how has the LV CBA been working through this crisis, and what have you had to do as an organization to survive?
Yeah, well, first of all, Las Vegas and the LV CBA, we're very, very optimistic about the future of Las Vegas. That's the first thing. But we know that the industry is going to be impacted for a period of time. So as such, we did make some adjustments to our staffing as well as our budgets going forward. But we're going to work towards our ultimate goal, which has always been to increase visitor volume and promote Las Vegas as the premier destination for leisure and business travel. That's what we're going to continue to do. In the meanwhile, though, we have continued to work on the expansion of the convention center. It's a very large expansion that's set to be completed by January of 21. We're on track with that. And in addition, we're also continuing to move forward with our underground people mover in partnership with Elon Musk's Boring Company, a name that's been in the news lately. But we're working on that second tunnel, and that second tunnel should break through sometime this week. So lots of milestones and landmarks still happening here.
Well, actually, I'm kind of curious about that one. I think I'd heard about it. When is the projected end completion?
January 2021. Everything's set to open together with the new expansion. That underground people mover is designed to move customers from one end of the convention center to the other because it's a very large campus now. No,
I know, and then of course you do have the elevated rail service that goes, parallel to the strip down there. So obviously, right now, all your Las Vegas properties are shuttered. When is there a projected opening date for resorts, restaurants, and entertainment? Is there some kind of idea?
That's the multi-million-dollar question, James, that everyone's asking. But no, seriously. We are hopeful for an early June opening day, and the resorts are all planning as such. As you've seen and in today's Insider Travel Report, I saw MGM release their plans yesterday. Venetian, Wynn, Encore, Caesars are all releasing their plans. Those can be found on their own websites. But everyone's planning towards that, so that we'll be ready to go as soon as we were given the green light. We are currently in our phase one. Which this past weekend took place, and that meant that some of our restaurants started to open in limited phases, as well as retail and other businesses.
Well, I know we were all seeing your mayor thinking that things might open up earlier, and she was kind of criticized for that, although I understood where she was coming from, because obviously Las Vegas is so dependent on travel and tourism. So clearly
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to get back to work, right?
Right. We're ready.
Yeah. Now, what do you think is going to change for Las Vegas resorts when they open? You mentioned obviously today we profiled what MGM Resorts is going to do, the health protocols, and I assume all the other resort companies are going to do similar. What is going to be different about a Las Vegas experience for guests?
Well, it's really what's different and what's going to be the same. It's a lot of the plans have a lot of similarities you'll find as you go through each of those plans. Everything surrounding around safety protocols like everyone else, including things like UV lights and the electrostatic sprayers to spread the disinfecting sprays. things like sanitation amenities, gloves, masks, hand sanitizer. In fact, the LV CBA is in the process of designing our own masks to give out to our clients. One of the unique things that I thought in the plan that came out yesterday from MGM was the contactless check-in. They've created a mobile app, much like some of the other big hotel brands that people are very, very familiar with. Download the app, you enter in your payment information, you select your room, your digital key is delivered right to your mobile device. In the event that you don't want to use your mobile device, there will be self-serve kiosks to dispense keys. If you like the traditional checking in with a live person, that will still be available as well. But they're really creating a lot of different opportunities to spread the crowd out within the lobby area, to streamline the check-in process and avoid those queues of lines of people checking in to stay in line with social distancing. So those are some of the really major differences and similarities between the properties that you'll see.
No, and great. And obviously, those lines occasionally can be rather daunting unless you're a VIP and to check in. So anything they can do that. And I have experienced the automatic check-in. It's a lot easier, and it was to begin with, even without this situation. But let's talk about what LV CBA is doing to promote Las Vegas now and keep it top of mind during this crisis, both for consumers and travel advisors.
Yeah, so very important. You mentioned consumers. So from the consumer standpoint, we did pause our advertising, just like most everyone else, to be sensitive and not tone deaf. We did create some new commercials or videos that went out, really just emphasizing that it's all about the safety right now. We know the guests will come back when it's time and when they're ready. On the travel advisor side, from day one of our shutdown, we have been focused on staying in touch with our travel advisors, sending out thoughtful and fun email blasts. We have a campaign that's been running. We're calling it Virtual Vegas. And we have a variety of our Only Vegas entertainment options, Matt Franco, the Chippendales, Cirque du Soleil, where you can go online and still experience those things. They've been very highly engaged. On the more informational side, we felt it was very important to keep our travel advisors aware of what was going on and what was available to them through the CARES Act and the toolkit that USTA is providing, or through ASTA with some of the initiatives they've been undertaking. A big one was the health insurance. Not sure how many travel advisors were fully aware of that, so we wanted to really bring that to the forefront in the way that we could. In addition, we're also continuing to give out our monthly prizes. We had to close our warehouse, so we don't have access to our physical items, but we did have access to gift cards, and we said, that's going to be much more valuable right now to our travel advisors. So for the last 2 months, we've been awarding prizes ranging from $100 to $500 in Visa gift cards, retail gift cards, restaurant gift cards. So hopefully those have been appreciated, and when we've awarded those to the travel advisors, they've been very appreciative when I've called them to tell them, hey, you just won. And as well as staying really in close touch with our partners, our hotel partners, as well as our travel industry partners, American Airlines Vacations, Apple Leisure Group, Delta Vacations specifically. We've been in touch with them just on a very consistent basis, working on new ideas and new plans and hosting webinars. I think we've hosted over 700 travel advisors in the last week and a half.
You've been quite busy then, right?
Yeah, we've been busy. My small team of three, myself, Scott Fujinaga, and Joel Peterson, have been working really hard to stay in touch, because we know that's important. It's critical.
Now, obviously, you're getting them. You're making sure they're okay. You have access to financial information, and clearly, we have an article up today saying, unfortunately, only about half of all travel advisors have been able to access relief funds from the government under the CARES Act. ASTA's keep pushing for more, but I think the funds are almost running out, so they need additional appropriation if that's going to take place. But more to the point, we want to get travel advisors back to thinking about booking clients, and how are you preparing them for that eventuality?
Right. Like you said, ultimately, all the stimulus and all of those things are helpful, but at the end of the day, it's about getting back to the matter of business, and that's selling travel. So I know that it's been a very popular trend of the webinars and the training. So we have that already, and we partnered, as you know, with Travel Relations and TravPro Mobile, and relaunched our Learn and Earn program back in July. It's very, very popular. We're highly engaged, and it's super easy to use. So basically, the travel advisor can register at trackmylasvegasbookings.com. They can track their bookings going back as far as 24 months. Each one of those bookings, the room nights earn them points. Those points can then be redeemed in our rewards catalog, which has hotel stays, shows, tours, attractions, all kinds of fun stuff. But then more importantly, to the point of the training element, they can go over to our training side, and we have 2 courses that are there currently. And, with everyone else, when this all happened, we said, okay, now is that time when you've said, oh, if only I had time, I would do this and I would do this. So what we've decided was we revamped our training programs. We've made sure that all of the data is up to date, all the information is there. We've created 2 new courses. One is going to be released at the end of the month on romance travel, and the second is going to be on all of the things in Las Vegas that travel advisors can use to enhance their client stay and also take advantage of additional commission opportunities. So I think that's going to be a really valuable course once it launches. Additionally, we went back and revamped some of our online shareable resources. We have electronic assets that can be sent out in the click of a button, social media-wise or email, that can spike that conversation. Things about the culinary scene in Las Vegas, the nightlife, sports activities, all of those great things that we are so well known for, and will be again, that the travel advisor can use to share and start that travel-related conversation. That's really the key, I think.
No, that's great. Those are wonderful programs and good news. And I know you are working with our sister company and with TravPro about those educational programs. Now, obviously, Vegas never stands still. And I know there's always something happening, always a new development, always it's not a new hotel, it's a hotel within a hotel. And you also have, I guess, what are they called? The Las Vegas Raiders coming in. Is it this year?
Yes. Oh, so excited. Yeah, the Raider Stadium, that's another project that I should mention. That continued to move forward, even with the shutdown. Our convention center and the Raider Stadium were both deemed essential. So they stayed working. The stadium looks beautiful. It looks amazing. As you may have seen, the NFL schedule did come out. Our first game is going to be at the end of September against the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, good game.
Still remains to be seen. I know. It's going to be exciting. I hope I get to be there in person, but that remains to be seen. We'll just have to cross our fingers and hope that we're in a position where we can actually open that beautiful stadium to fans. But that has been very interesting. As soon as that schedule launched, we started receiving inquiries. And it is something that travel advisors who are seeing this today should really think about, is talking to your clients about bringing a group to Las Vegas. You may not be able to go in the stadium and watch the game, but as you know, people come here every year for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is not held here, but they come here for the excitement of Las Vegas and to be a part of that action. So we're getting a lot of calls from those destinations or those cities that we're going to have games against here in Las Vegas, and they want to bring groups. They want to bring big groups. So we're going to do everything we can to help facilitate that in whatever way it looks like.
Well, we hope that's all going to happen. I'm a big football fan, although I root for the New York Giants, so we haven't been very good these days. But New Orleans is a wonderful team, and hopefully the Las Vegas Raiders will come back, and you'll have a great new attraction for Las Vegas. Now, let's talk a little bit about, are you also, I assume you're working with various resorts to maybe try to introduce some value-added offers and other savings when the time is right to book?
Yes. Well, I'm in conversations with the resort partners, of course, but it's really up to them what they decide to do. But they're definitely working on finding the right offer to get out for the right time and into the right audience. So that's happening as we speak. The amazing thing about all of this that I've noticed yet again, it's just another reminder of how closely our little small town of Las Vegas works together. And the camaraderie, the spirit of togetherness at each of the hotels and the attractions. Everyone's been reaching out to everyone. How can we help? An example of that is our Shop Las Vegas program. They reached out to me right away to say, we have these very valuable coupon books that sit at the shopping center. Shopping is going to be a big activity, is what we're seeing on all the surveys when things get back to the so-called normal. And so they reached out right away to say, how do we get these booklets into the hands of the guests of the resort? So we're partnering those entities up, getting those conversations started. So that's really where the LV CBA comes in. I mentioned before about our travel industry partners. like Apple Leisure Group is giving that 25% rebooking bonus. They just extended it through June. American Airlines Vacations has a 5% bonus commission on Las Vegas bookings right now that runs through May. And then, Southwest has great deals. Frontier Airlines is getting ready to launch something today for Vegas, through an email. So I think, all of us are working together and doing whatever we can. Constant communication has been the key to all of that this last 2 months or so.
No, that's fantastic, and it's good news for when we're all ready to start up again. Now, no one ever thought Las Vegas would be completely shuttered like this. I mean, it's never happened before. You're a town that stays up all night, and now you're closed. Do you see any long-term effect of this crisis on the destination? And if so, how can that effect be sort of mitigated over time?
Yeah, it's still rather shocking when I think back to the day that I heard the first news, and I just can't wrap my head around that. But yeah, we've recognized that the playing field has changed dramatically with the travel dollar is going to be highly competitive marketplace, and we recognize that. We've now become literally competition with every destination. The new behaviors of travel have shifted. Our competitive set is no longer that traditional set of who it used to be. It's, like I said, it's now anyone or any destination that is within driving distance of the consumer's home. It's also competition against any destination that's doing a better job of conveying the confidence and safety. So for us, how we mitigate that is staying top of mind through the consumer lens and the travel advisor lens, and delivering our message of safety and confidence without diluting the expectation of that only Vegas experience. That's really become our priority, is how do we marry up those two messages? Also knowing that relationships are so critical. Keeping our relationships strong with our travel industry partners in this new landscape of virtual trade shows. We won't be getting face-to-face like we used to. How do we keep that fun and exciting and engaging in the face of webinar fatigue and video Zoom call fatigue? We want to make sure that we're staying ahead of that curve and keeping it Vegas-like.
No, absolutely. And indeed, you just mentioned, I mean, I know for a fact that I was scheduled to be at least 3 or 4 times in Vegas this coming year for various travel advisor conventions. One, we know the Virtuoso Travel Week has gone virtual, and they will not be there this year. You have 2 others that I think are still on the schedule. I've heard rumors that they might not go ahead with it. And indeed, maybe not even so much for health reasons, the health and safety reasons, but also because obviously travel suppliers and travel advisors have been hit pretty hard. And to come into a conference, it's very tough to get them to pay for this kind of event.
Yeah. The virtual events that I have attended recently have been very, very good. I mean, they've been done well. They are economical. We recognize that that's going to be an impact. Like I mentioned at the start of this talk, was that our budgets had to change, and that's just the reality right now. But I think staying informed and staying together and seeing people face to face, we'll work through that, and then eventually those conferences will come back. I'm very, very confident.
Yeah, it's actually, I always enjoy coming out to Las Vegas and seeing everybody out there for all these events. I mean, there was one year when I was out there 10 times, which was a little bit of a high.
Love it.
And I love Vegas. 10 times anywhere is a little daunting, but I had a great time no matter what. Now, are there any other messages you want to get out to our 100,000 travel advisors today?
Oh, my goodness, what to say?
No pressure.
No pressure. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and my team, we are excited to get things rolling again. And we've heard this many times before through other crises, that Las Vegas tends to lead us out of these crises, the travel industry related ones, in fact. And we know that even though we're a leaner LV CBA, we want our partners, our travel advisors, the world to know that we're ready for the challenge and we're ready to push forward. So just whatever we can do to be of assistance to our partners, that's what we're here for.
Now, is there how should travel advisors communicate with you again for those that you have not been communicating with you already?
Well, I'd recommend first going to our Learn and Earn Rewards program. And again, that website is trackmylasvegasbookings.com. You can register there. and get yourself on the profile. You'll start to receive our newsletters. You'll be able to engage with us and our hotel partners through our hotel directory that we have online. But in the absence of that, we also have our consumer-facing website, visitlasvegas.com. And you can reach out. There's a tab that says, talk to our experts. So, I don't deem myself an expert, but they call us that on the website. So you can always reach out to us that way as well.
Great. Well, Kelly, thank you very much for taking the time to talk about what's going on in Las Vegas today and hopefully what will in the future. I miss seeing you on live events, and hopefully we will soon, possibly this fall, somewhere. I know because you also do travel to other conferences, and I've seen you there.
Sure.
We're all looking forward to getting back to Las Vegas, even if it's just to see a football game, but that would be good too. But again, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you, James. It's truly my pleasure. I always love talking about Vegas, and we look forward to seeing everyone here for whatever reason it is. We'll welcome you back with open arms. Thank you so much.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.